Hello, looks like I'm live. I'm actually doing a stress test because my internet's been acting crazy today, so I figure I would do a live stream and see how this goes. I have that like T-Mobile home internet, and it's been a little wonky, but I think I figured out some settings to make it a little bit smooth. But what better way to stress test than do a quick live stream? And so before we get going, since I might actually end up doing this as a if this works out, I'll put it up as a podcast. I just started listening to the book Cosmos. I've read it before as Carl Sagan's little tome to the universe and the cosmos and understanding, the big picture of things. So that's a really wonderful book. If you go to audibletrial.com/dopamine, DOPEamine, go check that out. So I do have something that I can offer instead of just testing because I'm testing for T-Mobile stuff. But I wanted to talk about 5 INTP productivity challenges. And so let me know if you're watching this and if there's any issues with the stream, if anything seems out of place or wonky or anything like that, let me know. So let's first talk about, well, this kind of relates to exactly what I'm dealing with today, which is I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of design work to do today, and I'm not able to do it because I have this problem in front of me. And so, us INTPs, one of the biggest challenges we can have with productivity is multitasking. And what I mean by multitasking is task switching. So, when I'm fixated on a problem I need to solve, it is yeah, almost impossible for me to focus on anything else. I know many INTPs also have a similar challenge of multitasking challenges. So I should probably look up here, right? That's where the camera is. I'm like looking at myself. I'm like trying to watch the stream, make sure it actually works. Um, so 5 multitasking challenge or the multitasking challenge for INTPs is in task switching, I think a lot of the time. And I'm keeping this short because I've got other things to do, but I'm just testing it. The next thing I think concern, and this is really not just about challenges, but this is like insecurities that I think a lot of INTPs have related to productivity. And so multitasking is one, not being able to do a lot of different things at once. And I certainly can, I have my moments, but sort of the breadth of which I can do that isn't for very long. I've got like maybe 30 to 45 minutes of multitasking, and then I've got to really drill into something. The second one is reliability. I think reliability for INTPs can feel like a really frustrating um, aspiration, wanting to be reliable, wanting to be consistent, wanting to do the one thing, wanting to be able to focus and stick to something, which is another one of the topics, which is focus. Focus being number 3, and focus being a major challenge because we're in our head a lot, and so focus involves focusing externally, focusing on a project you're working on, or focusing on some sort of external thing, right? And that's such a massive challenge, is to stay in that sort of focus with something. Now, I think what really helps with focus is opening up your general awareness and being willing to be present, right? And that means learning how to not overvalue or get into your head too much. And again, that's a challenge, right? It's like, how do we get out of our head as an INTP? I've got videos about that. But if you're focusing on a task, focus isn't something you have to activate all the time. Focus is a very, it's about finding the avenue that you need to find to get into something you really, like the reason why you want to enjoy the thing that you're enjoying. The next one is communication. And as you can probably tell from my communication on this impromptu video that I wasn't planning to do, but I'm doing it because I'm testing my internet, that communication can be a challenge for INTPs. I've seen multiple styles of communication challenges. One being talking too much or talking in circles, which I do a lot, not talking enough, not communicating your needs, not sharing what you want to do or how you're going to do it or how you're going to connect with someone, or assessing deadlines, or giving feedback or getting feedback, that kind of communication, because again, it's really easy to want to just stay in our own heads. And then last, I think is boredom, which kind of connects all of these things, right? It's communication, it's focus, it's reliability, and it's multitasking is the challenge with feeling bored. And it can be really, really challenging to find your excitement about the project that you want to work on, and to really give it your best. Um, and I understand INTP, your challenges with wanting to give your best um, is really hard if you're not into it, right? Like that introverted thinking, that dominant function is an identity related function. So feeling. And I think of the priorities that we have as INTP word cloud. It's not necessarily an ordered list. There's priority. You kind of just get bigger and they stick out as something like I want to do next. And it's important to get the thing that you need to do into that word cloud somehow. And so finding your logic into why it is that you want to do this thing, or why this thing feels good to you, or why this thing makes sense to you, um, is something to think about for yourself. Now, this is vague on purpose. Obviously, this is your circumstances, but I wanted you to maybe think about this. Does it make sense to you that these are some of the challenges that you've had? Multitasking, reliability, focus, communication, and boredom. Are those some of the challenges? And if not, let me know in the comments below if this is something that doesn't make sense, if there's some other challenge that you're having related to productivity. And I'd love to be able to address these things in more detail. So if you have more questions, leave your specific story in the comments below. So it seems like the stream held up for the entire time. I'm going to go watch it back and see if this actually holds up. And I might try to do something like this in the future for future videos that I want to do, because usually I end up doing them in one take anyway. And if I could just do it like this and actually get interaction, it might be worth trying. And I'll be honest, I haven't wanted to be on camera in a little while. So doing this is like starting to slowly get my feet wet, and I got to remember how to do this again. So let me know if you're doing okay. Let me know if any of this helped out. Let me know if you have any questions, any topic requests, and all of that fun stuff. If you're looking for more insight and more detail into productivity as an INTP, at dopamine.teachable.com, we have a productivity masterclass for INTPs called the INTP Productivity Master Quest. Go check that out, dopamine.teachable.com. So I'm going to wrap this stream up. I appreciate you. And be on the lookout for more in the future. All right. I'll drop a link to the next video. There's other videos about productivity. I'll put two of those here, and you can go check that out as well. All right. See ya. Bye.